Are you at home buying stuff on Amazon or other places and thinking to yourself, what is this Proposition 65 warning label and should I be concerned? If you are, stay tuned because I'm going to tell you why you really don't have to worry about it.
I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion.
Hi, I'm Sybil, your skin fitness expert, and my goal with this channel, if this is your first time you ever visited me, is to empower you to look amazing naturally at any age and to kind of simplify the beauty BS so you can, be educated on making good decisions about your own skin's health and wellness. So let's get started about Proposition 65. If I'm looking a little raggedy, it's because right now we are in COVID quarantine crisis. So if you are like many of my clients who are dropping me emails about Proposition 65 because you're all buying all these new supplements and all of these new things and trying to self-soothe, I'm with you on that. It's cool. But let's go ahead and talk about Proposition 65. So Proposition 65 essentially is mostly for Californians. I mean, other people are affected. You'll see the warning labels, but it mostly started from California. And we are leading the way on things that make the world a better place. It's true. But when it comes to Proposition 65, we might have gone a little bit astray. So it originally started in 1986 as the Safe Drinking Water and Toxic Enforcement Act. Sounds great, right? So it's designed to stop stuff from getting into us that essentially may cause, and I'm going to say may cause, cancer and defects in babies. Okay? That's what it's originally designed for. But the problem is with this particular warning label is that it was designed for protection, but the wording of it is really about liability. And how we're using it is this. So it is for 900 chemicals that California law identifies as maybe causing cancer and or birth defects and reproductive harm, okay? It also makes businesses accountable for properly warning customers in their products that may cause exposure to these chemicals, and the law gives plaintiffs' lawyers in California the right to sue businesses for non-compliance. So what does that mean exactly when you break that down? What that really means is that it gives lawyers the ability to sue businesses for maybe, just maybe, if these products don't have the warning label and they might be causing cancer, they can sue them. So what a lot of people don't realize is that a civil lawsuit, which is what this would be, in civil lawsuit, it's not about like innocent until proven guilty. There's something called a preponderance of evidence. So a preponderance of evidence just means that the person who's being sued has to give enough evidence to prove that they are not doing that thing wrong, okay? So it doesn't mean they're guilty or not guilty. They just have to prove that they're not doing the thing that they're said that they've been told. I mean, it kind of sounds like they're being told that they have to prove that they're not guilty and they're kind of guilty, but hey, it's the law and whatever. But what that means is it's just really expensive. So it's easier to kind of just slap a label on something and be like, yo, I warned you. I warned you it might cause problems. I gave you the warning. So that's why a lot of these products will just put the warning on it. Even if it doesn't have any of that stuff going on, they just put the warning on it to, be safe. So what really happened was that Starbucks kind of started this. So if you haven't heard about if you haven't ever seen your coffee has a Proposition 65 warning on it, Starbucks and 90 other companies essentially went out and were like, hey, we're fighting against this because we were told by a small little group that acrylamide is a chemical that's naturally produced in coffee beans, and it has been known to potentially cause cancer. So they were being sued, and they fought it, and they fought it for 8 years, and they lost. So they lost about an ingredient that is naturally occurring in coffee beans. And when that happened, it kind of opened the floodgates for all these other companies to be like, oh my God, if Starbucks can lose about coffee, we can lose about whatever. And so that's why this really happened. And so a lot of people freaked out, which they should, because if somebody loses, that opens the door. And so lots and lots of companies now put this warning label on, even though there's not really a reason to use this warning label. Sadly, it took the kind of what we call the teeth away from this warning. Because now you look at the warning, any California pretty much looks at the warning as like, I mean, I don't know, who cares? I mean, I see it on my screws, I see it on my coffee, I mean, it was probably on this yoga brick that I bought, which, I mean, who cares? Might have been on my glasses. So that is what Proposition 65 is. Do you need to like pay attention to it? Well, you can always do your due diligence. But do you have to freak out about it if you see it and 100% stay away from those products? Probably not. Do your own due diligence, make up your own minds, do check the labels. If there's something that you worry about, hey, check it to see if it's one of the 900 ingredients that you should be worried about. Find out if it's naturally occurring and if you should be using it. So there you go. If you thought that this information was interesting, please go ahead and pass it on. If you don't agree with me at all and are like, that girl will be crazy, I want to hear about it too. And if you're like me and you're like, California, we can make some interesting choices, I'd love to hear about it. So have a good one, guys. I hope you're enjoying your quarantine. And if you watching this years from now and like are like, whoa, now we're all like, I don't know, being controlled by zombies. I don't know. Take care. Bye-bye.